Greetings, my name is James. The City Clerk, Diana Rusnoff, already has my contact information and the contact information for other residents mentioned in this video. I can be reached via the email address justresident@bell.net. Regarding Agenda Item 11.3, this video presents some of the questions and concerns by residents about basic problems in the survey voting of residents for the number of speed bumps and other speed control measures to be installed within their communities. The audience for this video, therefore, is not limited to only the December 13th Mississauga Council members, but also includes the affected residents of Mississauga. However, agenda materials for the December 13th and December 6th meetings do not as yet disclose to residents that council members will be deciding December 13th what actions to take regarding recommendations, as summarized within this video display, that were identified for the November 21st meeting of the Mississauga Road Safety Committee. That November 21st Road Safety Committee, including its chair, Councillor Fasco, have thus far expressed no interest at all, no comments, no discussions, and no questions regarding the related concerns of residents, and have recommended that Council take no action December 13th regarding those 11 recommendations. The 11 recommendations attempt to address basic procedural problems where the views of residents are being misrepresented to Council and or where important information appears to be intentionally hidden from residents. There is also a related governance problem as noted in recommendation number 11, where there is a gas tax agreement amongst councillors that has the effect that council's decisions on measures for a specific community are now always predetermined solely by the unilateral decision of a ward councillor, regardless of any misrepresentations of the views of residents, and in fact to the complete exclusion by council of giving any deterministic consideration to the views of even an overwhelming majority of affected residents. During the December 6th question period, the temporary chair, Councillor Butt, did not allow the 11 recommendations to be displayed, and the City Clerk rejected almost all related questions from residents by informing those residents the evening before the meeting that she did not see the relevance of their questions. This video therefore attempts to demonstrate the relevance of many of those questions.
Hi, my name is Dan, and I'll try cross-referencing to the recommendations some of the questions that apparently residents had wanted to ask but were blocked by the City Clerk on December 6th. With regards to the right of residents to be informed about what's going on and have a survey vote, two residents wanted to ask what was happening with Clarkson Road North and why residents had not yet been involved in plans regarding speed bump measures. Part of the reason is that several residents who live on Queen Street West wanted to know why residents there were not involved in consultations in advance of the councillor and the commissioner going ahead and suddenly installing an excessive number of speed bumps earlier this year. With regards to these four categories, they identify various ways in which the recommendations would address how the commissioner has systematically established a communication structure that does continue to hide information from residents in many communities throughout Mississauga, even in the context of survey voting by residents. And that results in a persistent misrepresentation of the views of affected residents. Regarding corrective actions, several residents had communicated to the Road Safety Committee November 21st that addressing the 11 recommendations was important, including corrective actions for Bromsgrove Road and Queen Street West, where the Commissioner and Councillor misrepresented the views of residents and installed an excessive number of speed bumps. Residents are surprised and disappointed that the Chair of the Road Safety Committee, Councillor Fasco, has not yet given any consideration to addressing the problems with the survey voting process. Regarding corrective actions for Queen Street West, several residents now wanted to have the issue of alternatives addressed and asked when there would now be survey voting for the residents there to instead consider having one or more stop signs installed, as well as a reduced number of speed bumps and a reduced height to the speed bumps comparable to other communities. Overall, several residents wanted to ask the chair of the Road Safety Committee and the mayor and council why the problems with the survey voting process were not being addressed. In response to the overall considerations, Commissioner Wright indicated on December 6th that he would not be making any changes.
This is James again. In addition to asking if council members and the commissioner would recognize and respond to the legitimacy and relevance of the questions previously provided by residents for December 6th, but rejected by City Clerk, I would ask if council members would also put forward a motion that identifies which of the 11 recommendations warrants an item-specific report from Commissioner Wright on specific actions he will take to resolve residents' concerns about his current approach, referencing to recommendations number 1 to number 9, and which of the 11 recommendations should be addressed by a council designate in consultation with affected residents. Example number 10, corrective actions such as the case of Queen Street West and Bromsgrove Road, and number 11, the gas tax agreement.